We found out something very interesting about Conor McGregor and this case that he is now facing in New York after just going berserk.
So you know Conor McGregor has been charged with felony criminal mischief as well as 3 counts of assault in connection with that incident where he hurled a dolly inside of a bus filled with UFC fighters, injuring 3 of them, smashing the window, causing $8,000 in damage. So we now know that it is likely that a very good chance that there will be a plea bargain here, that this case is never going to go to trial. This is a losing case for Conor McGregor. He's never going to win this case. There is no way, and I've talked to people connected with all of this. They know it. There's no way he can win this. I mean, what he did, it's on tape. It's on
videos, multiple witnesses.
It's on tape.
There's one thing that I think that you're failing to consider here, though, Harv. Right, you ready?
Yep.
Conor McGregor loves the attention, and he knows that if this thing does go to trial, he's going to be at the center of the biggest event in New York. Everyone's going to cover it, and it's attention, attention, attention.
Well, but here's the problem.
He loves that.
Here's the problem. He desperately needs to make sure he doesn't get convicted of a felony. And that's the problem right now. A felony for him means all sorts of things. Number 1, it means prison.
Right.
Number 2, he could get deported. There are high stakes for him here. And we know that the prosecutors in this case are aware of this, and they are willing, based on what we're told, they haven't made a final decision, but it sounds like they're very open to a plea bargain. The thing is, does he plead to a felony or a misdemeanor? And it's kind of a toss-up right now.
He can get a lesser felony, right? Than
there are lesser felonies, but here's the problem with it. A felony can trigger ICE going in and saying, we're going to deport you because it's a violent felony. And that's a violent felony.
Clearly a violent felony.
So he's got issues with this thing, but everybody we've talked to in law enforcement says that this case ain't going to trial.
Well, here's the other issue, though, Harv. Even if he gets deported from the United States, it's a big market here and one that he would do well and is doing well in, but he's a global fighter, right? I mean, they're talking about his next fight being in Russia, which will then be a pay-per-view fight, which he'll still make tons of money on, or if he fights Floyd Mayweather, they'll do it in another country. And he'll still make a lot of money, so he doesn't need to be here.
I'm wondering, does Dana White and UFC make more money if it's domestic or Las Vegas than if they have to travel it?
I mean, look, they can promote the fight here. Floyd Mayweather can do his old promotion in the United States, but I almost feel like it's more of a draw. It's like the guy who's banned from the United States versus Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, but Evan, you also know he loves the United States. He loves Beverly Hills. He loves the opulence of it all.
Yeah, but they got Louis Vuitton stores everywhere.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, Ireland is a small place compared to this.
Yeah, that's just the deportation part you're talking about. I'm pretty sure he doesn't like American prisons.
Don't make light of the fact that he injured 3 people and did a lot of damage, and it was premeditated, and he was lying in wait, and the whole thing.
They're not really going to send him to prison for that.
Why do you say that?
Because, like, prison is a place for, like, real violent offenders. Like, this isn't, like...
Did you not just see that, Evan? That wasn't
don't
violent?
get me wrong. I think what he did was absolutely wrong and terrible, but I feel like putting him in prison is a waste of resources.
I know guys in prison for way less than that.
Yeah,
way less
than that.
I know guys in prison for way less than that. And I also know guys that have done exactly stuff like that and have had to cool their heels for 3 to 5 months at the very least. So, I mean, he took it upon himself to take a dolly, throw it through a window, and injure someone.
That's right.
He did that. That was a He should go to jail. I think there's a difference between going to jail and going to prison.
Well, there is a difference, but we don't know. I mean, you just don't know, and that's why he doesn't want to go to trial, because he doesn't want to risk it.
Conor McGregor made the decision over a transatlantic flight to come here. This is a true fact.
Yeah, it's true.
And pop off, and people were hurt.
I just flip-flopped. He should go to prison.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm pissed off because I'm now siding with the guy who is just
Evan would make a great juror. He's open to both sides. He'd make a great juror.
I didn't trash you at all. I was impressed. You know what?
You find somebody my age who knows as much about...
Oh, God.
I'm serious.
Let it go, man.
I'm not going to let it go.
You're all plugged in. You're Mr. Hip-Hop. It's great.
Now you're doing it.
Hi there. I'm Susan from Markham, Ontario. And calling about the Conor McGregor, I don't think anything's going to happen to him personally.
No, it ain't going to happen. Something's going to happen. They can't let it go. And Dana can't let it go because if he lets it go, then it will wreak havoc on the UFC because everybody else is going to say, you didn't do anything to Conor, so you can't do it to me. Right.